queens and fellow non-binary leaders, and welcome to today's video. As you can hear very clearly, probably, I apologize beforehand. I'm still very much sick. Yay! um, so I can't really record what I would normally do. I have a few scripts finished I'm really excited for, but it has to wait for a little bit longer. So, what better to do when you're sick than grab a nice cup of tea, a nice YouTube video, and just, well, I want to say bask in comfort, but we're gonna watch the second part to Rye's video, the memory loss prank gone wrong today. And that won't be comfort if. Oh my god. I'm excited for it, but I'm also very much afraid because, as you also can see, I tried makeup today to mask the fact that I'm sick and I look a mess. So bear with me on that one. I'm not good at makeup, so this is just an attempt. But I think it turned out okay, and this is what we're gonna do today. Long short story short, let's get started. Let's react to this video, and I hope I won't cry so that this wasn't all for nothing. Yay. Let's go. Again, I just love the intro. Like, it's so cute.
Subscribe button for more content. Thank you for watching.
Definitely subscribe to Rye. Her channel is
There is
amazing.
not much of an intro today. I know you are all eager to know what happens next.
Exactly the opposite to
I have
what
an
I'm
important
doing. Way too
announcement
long
in
intros.
the outro, so be sure to stick around for that.
Let's see if we survive for some. Ooh, that's a nice
Hey,
text
G.
animation.
He grumbles at the loud sound, making the taller shoot a
Again, I'm so sorry for my voice.
quieter apology. His deep ocean blue eyes open through his eyelids, taking in the blurry outline of the two Nekama players in front of him. Bokuto was nowhere in sight, since he was
Okay,
also
the
getting
glitch.
help from professionals.
The glitch is, oh my god, too
Yet,
much right now.
As he stared at the raven and the blonde, he couldn't help but feel lost. Like there was something he should know or recognize, but it all came to a blank.
I remember that,
He
you
knew
know.
nothing.
I remember that.
Who are you? Koda paused, for once his own mind was blank before questions started to pour in. No matter how hard he tried, he couldn't form any of them into a sentence. Or even a single word. You must be a little out of it, love. He reached to caress his cheek, but stopped when the setter flinched back. With his own wide eyes, he stared into those usually calm and collected blue orbs, but now they were wide in fear.
Justin, again, I know we just started, but just at this point, Rye, assuming that you will watch the reaction video, if you leave this open-ended, no, just no. This needs to have a happy end, and I know that Rye has the tendency not to write happy ends, so I'm kind of scared here, but it's gonna be fine. Just, I have to be convinced of that. Okay, my voice is gone.
For all he knew, Akashi was in pain, alone, afraid. What? Finally, mustering some strength, he said those words. What is your relationship to this boy? She asked, applying some gauze on his head so that they can make it to the hospital without much more blood loss. He's our boyfriend. The nurse looked back at the one she was treating, who had a confused expression across his face. Sir? Do you know these boys? He looked at the two, who was staring with a desperate look of longing. It made the guilt in the pit of his stomach grow immensely. No. An immediate expression of hurt and worry replaced their faces. This caused the setter to squeeze his lips tightly. The nurse frowned. Tell me, what is your name? She flashed a bright light into his eyes, causing his pupils to dilate. Good. Akashi Keiji.
Okay, so he remembers his name. That's a good thing.
How old are you? He paused. How old was he? 14? He guessed. In truth, he had no clue.
Oh my god. Poor
This caused the
Keiji.
blonde setter next to him to gasp and cover his mouth. You mean... He paused. Keiji, you're 17. That means you don't remember us at all? That's 3 years of memory. The nurse clipped his tongue to the roof of her mouth, cutting the bandage to his head. She motioned for a stretcher over the where
Just
Akashi was standing.
imagine just suddenly losing 3 years of
Wait,
your life.
What's going on? The
Oh
nurse
God.
sighed.
I know he just guessed, so we don't even
It
know
looks to be
for
mild
sure.
head trauma, a temporary form of amnesia.
Temporary, that's good, right?
I could be wrong though. It could be much more severe than I think. Then again, we won't know for sure until we get him in for CT scans.
Why did you have to say that? It could just...
Koda cursed while Kemma brought his hands to his mouth, nodding at his nails. Don't worry, he is in good hands. Koda nodded, knowing that she was right, desperately wanting to believe so.
Just little side note. I know we have to not to go through, but I like that it's written like this. Like, don't worry, he's in good hands, because that's typically what, as a medical professional, you want to do, right? You want to say, he's in good hands, or we will do our best, and something like that, but not something like promising, oh, he will be all right, or it's all gonna be fine. I mean, of course, if you know for sure at a certain point if he's treated and everything, but at that moment, it's just like, we'll try our best, he's in good hands. That is well written, I think. I really like this part because it's more accurate than in some medical shows I've seen already. It's like, I promise he'll be alright or something, and it's typically something you want to avoid, especially when you don't know yet. Like she said, there still needs to be a CT scan made so that they can they can have an official diagnosis. So at this point, this is the more reasonable thing to say, and very clever writing on that part. Well done, Rai.
What about Bokuto? The attacker? If it were less tense, the captain might have laughed at that, but not until he knew for sure that both of his lovers were okay.
The attacker.
No, the other victim. He cringed, hating the word victim like it were some disease. It was like referring to Kotaro as a thing rather than who he was. That, and it made the whole situation become more reality.
Yeah, we don't like reality. Reality
Her
is
eyes led to understanding to who he was referring to. Ah, right. He sure is a lucky one. This did make him laugh.
lucky,
No kidding.
for sure.
So, how is he? She grabbed the clipboard, examining the quick diagnosis sheets. Well, it's just as your partner. We won't know for sure the extent of his injuries until we get a radiograph done.
Radiograph.
But what we can tell for now is
Not me
signs
being
of
confused right
shoulder
now.
subluxation, a possible fractured
Like an
rib,
X-ray?
and major bruising.
Oh my god.
Shoulder what now? Kudasai. Partial dislocation.
I totally agree with Kemma. I don't have an idea what that is. Thanks, Kodo, for explaining.
The nurse smiled. You know your stuff. Well, my mom is a nurse, so I would hope so after all the stories she told me. He chuckled, recalling how disturbed he was whenever she shared the more TMI stories. Alright, boys. I'm sure the police has some questions.
Again, sorry for interrupting. But what does TMI mean? I'm afraid I have to Google it later. I'm just... English is not my native language, so if one of you can tell me in the comments, please feel free to do so. I have no idea right now.
For you. But after that, your partner should be okay to see. Thank you. He bowed, showing his respect and gratitude for helping his boyfriends. From there, he took the smaller's hand, who was still slightly trembling, before turning to the cops. Well, this is going to be fun. After many hours
gonna
of
be fun.
interrogation, police officials got all the information they needed, plus more. By the time they made it to the hospital, Bokuto was already awake and itching to leave. And honestly, no one could blame him. He had a dark navy blue sling over his left shoulder after deeming it necessary with his shoulder injury. While his lips weren't fractured, he did have 2 cracked ribs, meaning he was on bed rest. Doctor's orders. He didn't like that too much. While he was additionally diagnosed with muscle contusion, which means the muscles from his shoulder to the back was painted in dark colors with heavy bruising. That alone would take weeks to heal. Other than that, he was completely fine, although he's still a little pissed he didn't get a good punch on the guy.
I would be too.
All 3 sat in the room, still waiting on something about Akashi. Kema anxiously fidgeted in his seat. Are you okay? He nodded, even though the 2 captains could see through it. I'm going to the bathroom. Before he could hear a response, he already walked out, locking the bathroom door behind him. He twisted his torso, hissing in pain. The blonde lifted his shirt, revealing purple bruising of his own, with crimson cuts decorating his ribs.
Oh fuck, I forgot.
It must have been whenever he was hiding in the dumpster.
I forgot about that. Kema needs treatment. Oh my god. I legit. I can talk. I thought for a second it was honestly just his worry for Akashi. I forgot that Kema also was injured. Oh my god. To my defense also, I might have just recently uploaded the reaction video from the first part, but I actually recorded it like a week ago, maybe 2 weeks. No, a week ago I think. So the reason that took so long was because I was sick and I had stress in school that I didn't get to editing. So that's why I'm here just remembering this stuff.
He put pressure on one of them, immediately regretting it when one of the scabs ripped open, letting more of the warm liquid spill over.
I mean, what if he still has glass shards
He
like
started, hearing the knock on
stuck in
door.
the wound? He really needs to get treated soon.
Emma? He quickly pulled his shirt down and flushed the toilet to make it appear he was just finishing using it. Yeah?
Can I tell them?
What are you doing out? Aren't you supposed to be resting?
Yeah, you too.
Both
My
took
goodness.
I wanted to stretch my legs. Plus, Kodo left because they have news on Keiji.
Good news, right?
They do? Bokuto smiled, obviously wanting to jump for joy, but the pain in his back prevented him.
So good news?
Instead, he aggressively shook his head.
Any
eyeing
good
the
news,
jacket
okay?
and set her back towards the room. Akashi clung to the paper-thin hospital sheets, feeling uncomfortable under the iron gaze from before. The same Raven man from before was in his room, not breaking eye contact with him.
Wait, I just noticed. I forgot something. My goodness, how could I? 1 second. We can't do this without emotional support. And I got new plushies. Oh my god. There was a Halloween sale, so yeah. But like, look, it's so cute. And I don't know if you know the webtoon Castle Swimmers, but I named it after the axolotl. Axolotl? English is hard. That is in that cartoon. Arb. This is Arb. I love it. Okay, so now we can go. We have emotional support. This is gonna be hard.
Apparently, they were well acquainted, and he somehow had low-grade amnesia inflicted over him. The doctors had just left, and left him with this stranger. Alone. What were they thinking?
God, that must be so terrifying.
Natalia's deep voice ripped him from his thoughts, making him more
No,
alert than ever.
Kuro.
He gazed at the man with a fearful look. He was in an unknown area with an unknown person.
Yeah, my absolute nightmare.
His anxiety was spiking, and he didn't know if he
Like, I
could
already
stay
get
true.
anxiety when I'm in a known area with known persons. This is just...
He
God.
sounded almost sincere and willing. But whatever Akashi did, he couldn't let his guard down. The man rose from his seat and got a paper cup, filling it with water and slowly handed it towards him. You're probably thirsty. The setter gave him a wary look. He was parched, yet he wasn't sure if he could trust the water.
Well, if
Koda said
the water
next to him,
came
giving
for,
up on
you know,
offering it.
water
Look,
suspender, what's the word?
Keiji turned towards the man. I know right now you're hurt and probably terrified, and you don't know me. He paused, feeling his throat tighten, like he was afraid of verbally admitting the fact. I don't want to push you into anything if you aren't ready, but you are someone dear to me, and you can trust me. I promise you can. I'm not sure how to prove it, but you can. Akashi paused, taking in the state of the letter. According to the nurse, this guy was named Kodo, and he was there when he got attacked.
No, my dog's completely destroying the atmosphere.
Remember the names of were his partners. If that was the case, what led to the attack? How did someone get past 4 guys? Then again, he didn't know the full story. He couldn't cast him off as a villain yet. At least, not with that look. He looked at Kodo, who had a sorrowful look, and his eyebrows a constant furrow. Kodo, right? Kodo immediately shot up. Yes! Good, he got the name right. Do you remember?
Oh,
Akashi shook his head, just as quickly defeated the teller's mood.
don't do this to me, Rai.
The nurse told me your name. Oh. It was silent. She said there was also 2 others. Koda smiled. That would be Bokuto and Kinma. Akashi reached over for a cup
I'm
of water.
fine. I'm totally fine.
The small action made the rooster happy. Can you... The setter took a small drink for the cup and absent-mindedly fidgeted with the rim of the cup. Can you tell me about you and... He paused, trying to rack his brain for the names he heard not even a minute ago. Bokuto and Kenma. Right. Koda smiled, sympathetically.
It's gonna be fine.
Well, Kenma is the smallest out of all of us, but that
Oh,
hardly
it's
means anything about his personality.
Yeah, why would it? Why would it, Rai? Do you have something against small people? Yeah, no, I'm offended. I have questions, Rai. Like, don't take me seriously. I'm just trying to cope. This sadness stuff, humor, yes. English is super easy.
He could be super feisty while calm and collected at the same time. It's honestly terrifying.
Yeah.
Captain laughed, making the latter smile. And Bokuto, well, he is also omitted here, but he is the rowdiest and loudest one.
He has a heart of
His
gold.
spirit makes every dull moment blissful. Honestly, a treasured moment. They seem like great people. And you? Well, there is nothing special.
Kuro.
The sentence made the smaller frown.
No.
If he had a partner, surely he would find everything special and genuine.
Yes.
He knew that he wouldn't date just anybody. He would love them, flaws and all.
Keiji having standards.
He felt a sharp pain in his head, recalling a memory of Kodo sitting on the porch step.
He remembers. Ooh.
While he couldn't pick out what the captain was saying, he knew it was about his insecurities. The flashback showed how broken he felt and had sent Akashi over the edge, feeling his own heart shatter. Keiji? The smile opened his eyes, seeing Kodo now right by his side, holding his shoulder. What's wrong? He He shook his head, pushing that horrid memory aside. If he did have memories of his lover, why was it such a dull moment? Nothing. Kodo quickly backed away, realizing he was invading the latter's personal space, which might have made him uncomfortable. He frowned, also realizing that something was obviously wrong, but that trust that they built before the accident was no more since he couldn't remember anything, so he couldn't trust him enough to tell him what was wrong.
This reminds me of something. I'll tell you about it
Immediately
after the
Kevin
video.
settled back into his seat,
It
the
was
door to the room
was
swung
sad.
open, revealing two other boys. The taller of the two had a sling supporting his arm. Regardless, he was a fresh show of Abby's son.
Someone needs to help
Alex
Ken
looked
up.
back, almost at a loss of words from what was happening, and extent of the damage done.
God, if he blames himself, oh my god.
Heiji! Quiet, Bo. He's still sensitive to noise. Akashi laughed, seeing what Kodo was
It's
talking
hard
about
for
and
Bokuto
making
because,
remarks.
you know, even before they got together, Bokuto was
The
always
sudden
like,
glance at
it
the
was
sun
always
again.
him and Akashi and that.
You're hurt. He wasn't necessarily sure why he had this protective need, and why he felt discomforted seeing the owl hurt.
Because nobody wants to see Bokuto hurt. Look, bonus points for being in a relationship with him, but generally, Bokuto hurt, that's just, no. Like, he's a cinnamon roll. I love Bokuto. And if anybody hurts him, no, just, no. I stick with that. You don't even have to be Bokuto's boyfriend to just be very against the idea of Bokuto being hurt. Just putting that out there.
It's okay. It doesn't hurt that bad. I'm practically already good to go. Both Kodo and
You're
Ken
not.
knew he was lying, and that he still had about 2 to 3 months of recovery time, but they didn't say anything. You're Bokuto. At least that is what he guessed from Kodo's descriptions.
For a moment, I just had this up before he remembered.
The owl beamed, seeing that there was some recollection, even if it was just his name. That's right. Do you remember anything else? Kodo had to grab onto his good shoulder to remind him to settle down. No. Seeing his mood take a 180 and oddly enough deflate, Akashi felt as if he disappointed him.
That's not your fault, Kitty.
Sorry. He found himself fidgeting with the sheets once more and staring at his hands. He tensed, feeling a warm hand cover his own. He raised his head, connecting his own eyes with Bokuto's golden orbs. It's okay, you'll get there.
I'm sorry, but Orb sent me cracking up because it's a very typical phrase used for bad fanfictions. Now, Rise writing is always very, very good, but that is just. I'm sorry, Rai, don't use that word again. I can't stay serious with it. I just can't. Apologies.
Don't push yourself. Personally, Bokuto can be out of control at times, so seeing this side was almost familiar and comforting.
No.
He glanced back at the blonde in the corner. His eyes were glued to his shoes, and if he did look away, it was everywhere but him. He cursed how his memory was treating him. Those closest to him, that loved him, cared deeply about him, were suffering because he couldn't even remember their names.
Not your fault, Kitty.
Kim. He was interrupted by the door of his room opening once more, instead revealed a woman in a white lab coat. How are you feeling, Akashi? He explained how his head still ached, and sometimes
Do
he would see
nurses
flashes
wear
of his
white
father's
lab coats?
appear in his mind. All the while, the nurse kept scribbling on her clipboard. Before she smiled warmly. We can up the dosage to help with your head, and we will also keep it overnight, just in case there is any changes.
That's good.
You are always welcome back if your condition worsens. Wait, but he still can't really remember us. Akashi wanted to laugh, seeing that the owl had been holding that in for quite a bit now. Not to worry, those flashes he mentioned prior are a good sign, meaning his mind is healing and his memories will return.
That's good.
I'd recommend immediate family and friends telling stories just to refresh his mind, but do be careful not to overwhelm him. So, he's okay? The diamond setter stared at the smaller. It was the first time he had spoken at all since he could remember. Somehow he knew the squeak tremble in his voice was not normal, and his instincts were screaming at him, telling him to scoop the cider into his arms and hug his problems away.
Let's see, that's so
His
cute.
own state of confusion held him back. Don't worry, it seems your partner will recover just fine. Is there a preferred pharmacy to send his prescriptions? Also, who will he be going home with? Kudo stood up and walked over to the nurse, pulling out a few papers. This pharmacy should do fine. He pointed to one of the papers. But that, he hadn't even thought about his parents. He is far from home and suffering from amnesia. Surely they should be losing their heads, panicking. He wouldn't be surprised if they were on their way, ready to raise hell.
Parents who care about their child, great.
They are able to pick him up. Or not.
Never
I
mind.
have to make sure that's okay. Can I call them to make sure? Of course.
Very responsible.
Wait, how old are you, Akashi? She flipped some papers to try to find the answer herself. If you remember correctly, 17. It would be easy if you were an adult, but you're a minor, so we will have to. Both me and Tatsu are 18. That should be fine, right? I will definitely look to see.
Yeah, well, that
She
complicates
smiled,
things.
clicking her pen.
Reasons why I'll write in time
We'll
skip.
be back in soon. Just get some rest for now. That includes you, Bokuto. Don't think I haven't noticed. Bokuto laughed nervously.
And Kenma. Kenma needs to rest and get treated.
If you need any help.
Like, okay, so he got an injury while being in a like, he needs to get his vaccinations in check. Like, is he vaccinated against tetanus? Is that the English word? I'm not sure. It's the German word anyway. So he needs to get it treated and disinfected, clean so that it won't get infected. There's so much that goes into that someone needs to check out on Kenma. That wound that could very quickly develop into a sepsis or anything. So please someone check up on him now.
With that, she made her leave. I should probably make sure Ko actually gets into bed too.
Yes, and Kenma.
What?
But there was no.
You are still hurt, Ko. You need to rest too.
You too, Kenma.
His eager energy seemed to have diminished before he glanced back at Akashi. It seems I don't have a choice. He wanted to heal quick, so that he could also take care of Akashi if he
Bokuto. 2 to 3 months rest.
He didn't want any of these injuries to burden him. So he had to get better. Quick.
I'm
Okay.
nervous. Someone needs to figure out that
Two
something's wrong with
therapists
Kenma.
exited the room, leaving Akashi alone in the room with Kenma.
Huh.
The blonde found a seat by the
Yay,
bed.
Naka
and
can
scooted
scene.
back,
I
wanting
love
to get
their
too
dynamic.
close. Ever since the moment they were followed, up until now, Kenma couldn't help but feel a never-ending guilt gnawing at his conscience.
Kenma, it's not your fault.
You feel okay, right? I know the nurse said you were, but... He reached up and twirled his hair around his index finger, another nervous habit Akashi could vaguely remember.
That's good.
I'm okay, just lost. He was lost because it was all his fault.
No.
Kenma wanted to do something, rip his hair out, bite his nails off, just leave the room altogether before he could mess something up anymore. If it weren't for him, both Akashi and Bokuto would be okay. You're blaming yourself. Huh? For the first time, Kenma looked up, meeting the raven's calm gaze,
Exactly. Listen to
But
him.
it was.
No.
Kemma clenched his fist tightly until his knuckles turned snow white. It was my fault. All of it. He squeezed his eyes shut tight
No.
to fight the pressure that was building in his eyes.
It was fault of the criminal attacking you. No,
Everything happened so fast, so this was the first time it had begun to settle in. Because of me, you can't remember us.
Kenma.
Kotaro got hurt, real bad. He's strong, but I know he's in a lot more pain than he's letting on. Hell, he even got shot at. His words were coming out harsh and almost incoherent from his mixed cries, but regardless, Akashi listened. That man that attacked us, he knew me from my channel.
Yeah, but that's not
One
your
confused
fault.
glance from the toddler made Kemma take a step back and explain how he's encouraged to start a YouTube channel, and how he gained many subscribers as well as haters. And how one of those haters was the attacker.
Seriously,
To
what's
hear
wrong
this
with that
Akashi
guy?
seemed to remember the attack, and up until the point they were walking home from the corner store. Kenma, tell me, were you the one that holding the bat that hit me? Well, no, but... And were you the one holding the gun that shot at Bokuto? No. Akashi smiled, hesitantly reaching for Kemma's hand that the latter immediately accepted. There you go. You didn't do any of those things, so nothing is your fault.
Exactly. Listen to him, Kenma.
Yeah, the guy might have originally been set out to attack you, but if he did succeed, who knows what might have happened. You could have ended up in a much worse state than me and Bokuto-san.
Exactly. You could have been
Kenma nodded his
dead.
head, understanding where his lover was coming from, and even though he didn't want to admit it, Akashi was right,
Good.
even though he still felt a little guilty. It was just supposed to be a nice evening at Koto's house, with all three of his lovers curled up on the couch, watching some corny rom-com that both Tetsuro and Kotaro seemed to thrive on. It just proves that most things don't go as planned. Okay.
But guys, just totally, I can totally see Kuro and Bokuto totally being into rom-coms, and like Kuro will be like pretending it's a joke. He doesn't really like them. He just wants to make fun of them. Bokuto will be openly sobbing next to him. Maybe at the beginning also be like, yeah, let's just watch it for fun, then openly sobbing, and Kuro will hold his head, fighting his own tears, and the other two will just look at them being like, you for real? But then they take care about their boyfriend and it's all cute and fine. And that is the story that I would very much like to see after this. You hear me right? Right? Boku Akakuro can fluff for once. Please. For me. For me. For Arp.
Akashi smiled once more, this time showing teeth and chuckled. So you're not allowed to feel responsible for this.
Exactly.
But... no buts. Even with amnesia, Kemma knew that he lost his battle from the start. Now, do you mind telling me some story? It seems I recall it fairly quickly.
Good. That's
Gon
good.
sighed in relief that his memories were coming back easily and painless for the most part. The Raven took a brave step, taking his hand on the ladder's waist, trying to pull him closer, finding both the foreign and familiar presence comforting. Kemma lips, making the ladder immediately cower back.
How fitting.
It's okay. Kemma gently rubbed his arm, trying to ease the throbbing pain. Kemma. He looked up, meeting the setter's staring blue eyes. He sighed, knowing just how stubborn Keiji was, and how he wasn't going to let this go.
You need medical help, Kenma.
Fine. He held up both his Nakama jacket and t-shirt up, revealing nasty purple and blue splotches from before, although this time it was worse. The swelling made his side look significantly bigger, and tiny cuts that he reopened from prior events left dry bloodstains on both his skin and shirt.
Kenma, you need to clean
What
those.
is... Akashi recalled them jumping into a dumpster to hide from the man, and heard Kemma gasp. At the time, he just assumed it was from either the amount of blood that he was losing or the sheer terror of the situation. Not once did he ever think that Kemma got hurt. The dumpster. You got hurt. Please, don't tell the others.
Yes, tell the others, tell a doctor, tell a nurse,
The Raven
tell
paused.
someone who can help.
What? But please.
No,
They
Kemma.
already have enough on their plate. I don't want them to worry about something extra.
This is, look, I get it, and sometimes you don't want to worry unnecessarily or make other people worry unnecessary, but this is not one of these cases. This is not unnecessary. If you have a wound, especially if you got it in a very unsanitary environment, like a dumpster, you need to clean it. You need to get your vaccinations in check, see that everything is up to date, and you need to get it treated. Come on, this is not necessary. Please, damn, you will get an infection. That's not good. Like, if you don't want to make them worry now, they will get worried when you have to be in the hospital because you have sepsis. Not good.
Something extra. Kenma wasn't something extra.
Exactly.
What was he talking about?
Exactly.
Looking at him now, the teller was almost scared to say no, like he would shut down or lose trust if he told someone. He wasn't sure what he should do. While technically he'd known the blonde for years, his mind only told him at least a few days. What should he do?
Tell someone?
Fine.
No, not fine.
At least tend to your wounds. They look bad.
That won't be enough.
Kenma slightly nodded, getting up from his chair.
Okay, he'll get sick.
I'm going to
Damn
do
it.
that now. Before he left the room, Akashi grabbed his wrist, preventing him from leaving. Promise that you'll tell someone.
Yes, soon. Like now. You're in a hospital. Just find a nurse or a doctor and ask if they can look at you, and they are not allowed to tell anyone else. Not optimal, but works just fine in this case.
I am so sorry for the late update. This was supposed to be up about a week ago, but not to worry, my laptop is okay, obviously, and I am back.
No, right? No apology can make up for this. This is why you ended there. I mean, I get it. It's already 30 minutes long, but is Kenma gonna die? If you kill Kenma, I'm no. It's a miracle that I didn't cry this time. I was too distracted by Kenma being stupid. Come on, guys. Let me just. I need to Google what that one word means. Yeah, it seems to be the same.
Tetanus.
Exactly. That's what Kenma needs to get his vaccination check for, and if he has it up to date, because otherwise that could get really, really bad. Okay, so final thoughts. Great video. Like the writing, like the voice acting. It was emotionally challenging. God, I can't even remember that really. Is it bad that now I want to write something similar, just like this scenario? I'll think of something. Loved it, hated it at the same time, which is usually best combination you can get. And yeah, Kenma needs to see a doctor desperately. Like, it was almost distracting that I wanted Kenma to see a doctor from like the whole emotional drama, but it was still, again, I'm surprised that I didn't cry. Also, again, I apologize for my voice. It's, yeah, I hate this. I have so much to do, but here I am not being able to speak properly. So thanks for everyone who watched this, that you suffered through this with me. I hope you liked it. Tell me if I should do more reaction videos like this in the future. Preferably, of course, when I'm not sick anymore and don't sound like... I don't even know. I just really, really want to get my stuff done because I'm so excited for the next videos. But, well, I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day. And don't get sick like I did. I almost forgot, but I mentioned that this reminded me of something that I wanted to tell you at the end. So here I am in editing and quickly add this. It reminds me of a Sakuratsu fanfiction I read recently. Basically, Atsumu and Sakusa were in a relationship, but nobody knew about it, and then Sakusa lost all his memories about it. So that was really, really sad. I think the fanfic was really good, and I posted it on my Discord in the channel for fanfic recommendations. So if you want to read it, you can find it there. Yeah, and now I hope you have a wonderful and amazing day. Bye!